Okay, now let us discuss our program, which is a simple calculator for dividing two numbers, but it will divide in such a way that the answer must contain a whole number, and it is a program that shows us how selection is executed in the machine and how it is implemented. As we said earlier, the first thing that our program does is to declare variables, to reserve rooms, to reserve space in the RAM for our data inputting. So what you see in front of you is a RAM of the machine. That is the brain of the computer, which is now empty, waiting for us to manipulate it. And the first thing that we did was to reserve spaces in the computer, int A, int B, int C. So when the computer encountered the line int A, it labels one of the rooms of the memory area A, and this one is reserved for us. Then int B, one of the computer rooms is labeled as B, and it is reserved for us. You don't have to mind which one goes and what. There is no sequence actually. So when it comes to int C, one of the computer memory is labeled C. Let us assume that is the one. So now we have got 3 rooms in the entire computer RAM which have already been labeled and they are reserved for us. This is called A because we said it must be called A. This is called B because we said int B. This is called C because we said int C. And remember that these are variables of integer data type. We shall come to learn of other data types as we continue. But for now, we are dealing with numbers. And we want to remind ourselves that for any program to be executed, you must declare variables. And the variables that we have declared are of type integer. We declared variables type integer because the data that we are going to use in our program are of integer type. And one we decided to call room 1, we call it A, the other room we call it B, and another room we call it C. Now what follows? What follows after variable declaration is data feeding, inputting data. But where are we going to put data? We shall put data in the variables that we have declared. You cannot put data here because this is not your room. It is none of your concern. The rooms that we have declared are these ones. So there is where we shall put data. We shall put data in variable A or variable B or variable C. But now, if when the computer comes to variable A, what data do I put there? Suppose I put 1, 2 in variable A. So it means A has received 2. And then when it comes to C in B, if I decide that in B I put 1, 2, 3, 4, then there are 4 inputs. There is 4 in B. We have got 4 stones in B, and that is the quantity which is in B. Now when we come to the line number 5, if A greater than B, then perform division. And that division will be take the quantity that is in A divided by the quantity that is in B, and the result should be in room C. So now let us come back to the physical model. If A is greater than B, I am saying that in A there is 2 and in B there is 4. So A is not greater than B, and for that matter, that line is skipped. The computer goes to the next line. Instead of doing A over B, it will say else, otherwise. Then divide what is in B to what is in A. Look here, in B there is 4 and in A there is 2. And we know that now if 4 is divided into 2, then we shall have a 2. But in computers we said it means now the data which was in variable remains. Only what we are going to get is that the 2 which is the result of that division will go into C. And that's why we shall find that in line number 9, when we are told C out C, we shall see 2 as it appears in our physical model. So Concerning drawing of this model, I should leave it to you to draw it and make it part of your assignment together with other questions that I have posed with you. In that regard, we have come to the end of a lecture concerning selection. However, after this lecture, may I ask you now to go and read any book of your choice. You find any program of your choice in that book. You have to dry run that program using RAM diagrams. After using RAM diagrams, you have to dry run that program using physical models. Then you send me that program. You send me the analysis of that program using RAM diagrams, and you send me the drawing of physical models of that particular program. That is the part of our assignment concerning this particular portion of our lecture, which is selection. And thank you.